In terms of full-size luxury SUVs, you know, the ones with 3 rows, you really have 4 options. You got the Cadillac Escalade, you have the Lexus LX570, Infiniti QX56, or this car, the Mercedes-Benz GL. Now, what makes the GL a little unique is that it's actually offered in 3 different engine options. The others pretty much offer just one. You've got a GL550 with got the big V8 engine, a GL450, and here a GL350 diesel. So from a pricing standpoint, Mercedes has put the GL550 at the top of the list. That's got the big V8 engine, produces almost 400 horsepower, and that's the one that really competes nicely with the LX from Lexus, the QX56, etc. Then you have the smaller V8 engine, which is the GL450. Not as popular, it's got a little over 300 horsepower, but pricing-wise, it's kind of a nice entry level into that segment. But this is the car that I think just separates Mercedes-Benz from the competition. It's the only full-size luxury diesel that you can buy. The only one with 3 rows. This V6 diesel may not sound too impressive at 210 horsepower, but I can tell you this, at 400 pound-feet of torque, this thing will tow anything you can imagine. It's got so much torque, but the best feature of this diesel engine is the fuel economy. 21 on the highway, 17 in the city. You can't get that in any competitor from Lexus, from Infiniti, or from Cadillac. In my ongoing campaign to help convert America into embracing diesel technology, I present the GL350, and this thing is wonderful. It's got torque. That's what we need. That's how we drive in this country. I'm telling you, get behind the wheel of one of these things. They're not that easy to find because, unfortunately, a lot of you have not embraced this technology. But if you do, you'll find you not only save money, but it's got tremendous resale value and the pulling and towing capacity of a big diesel truck. This thing is wonderful. Now, from a driver's perspective, as you can see, very roomy, very typical for vehicles in this class, 3 rows, and it's got all the amenities you can expect. And the starting price of around $62,000, this is something that can easily fit in your budget, again, if you need a vehicle of this size, and of course, if you need a luxury vehicle. Now, you may or may not know this, but Mercedes builds all their SUVs in America, in a plant in Alabama. And so that's a little something to keep in the back of your mind. So if you want to buy a vehicle that's built in America, you can get the Cadillac or you can get the Mercedes GL. Mercedes built the GL to compete with those vehicles I mentioned from Cadillac, Infiniti, and Lexus, but also because the vehicle they had in their stockpile, the G-Wagon, just didn't cut it. It only had 2 rows and could only hold 5 people. So these vehicles are all about comfort, luxury, and this car falls a little bit short, and I'll tell you why. For example, these screens, they're okay, but they're kind of bulky and not really adjustable. If you're a little kid, you're trying to look at this screen, it's already pointed up, not that great. But we're told that this is the first generation GL, and there's a new one coming. It's more of a mid-cycle refresh for the 2013 model year, and we're hoping a lot of these improvements are going to be very evident. Now let's go back here. Getting into the 3rd row is very important, and in this particular car, it's not that great. So this folds down, you can start climbing in. But look what you have to do just to get to that 3rd row. You got to remove this, okay, this big cargo cover. You have to remove it. All right, I got it. I just got to find where to put this big thing. To Mercedes' credit, they did bringing the seats up very easily. No manual operation required here. So this is all good and fine, but watch what happens when I try and store away the cargo cover. All right, so we have this, and we got room for our 7 passengers. I don't know, kind of out of ideas here. All right, so what's the bottom line on the Mercedes GL? Well, if you look at the competitors, they all offer 8 passenger seating. This only has 7. Now, if you want a German SUV, you're pretty much limited to the Mercedes. You might consider the Audi Q7 because it's got 3 rows, but it's more of a crossover than it is an SUV. Nevertheless, you could put that car on the list as well. And of course, if you want diesel, Audi offers a diesel just like Mercedes does. I do like this car. It's a lot of fun to drive, and it's a little bit smaller than the competitors, so it's a little bit more maneuverable. I love the diesel option, and I think it's priced right. So I recommend you drive them all, and please put the 350 on your list. It's got a diesel. We love that.